Nice to see you there. Yeah, good to see you. Jerry Konter. Nice to meet you. So we're partners in some deals.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right. Not a fit day for man days.
Great day for duck hunting. Mine your way here. No, I'm not.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell me what your role is. Well, Ed is a very dear friend of ours.
Hi. There's something here, of course. It's live right now. So, yep, it's going to be.
Right. Be on my best behavior.
Yeah.
Someone's Facebook Live.
Yeah, actually.
Stephanie, this is one of our representatives from our public affairs office. And so she's going to be taking pictures and all that good stuff. And I don't know.
Live right now.
All right. All right.
That's why I yeah, I'm like struggling. Okay.
Yeah. But I just wanted you to meet her. And you know Summer Major, of course, right?
Yes, I've
16 graduates of the program.
What is that amazing?
All right.
You walked into a building.
But thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. And, welcome to HBI's December 2019 graduation. We've got a big class graduating this time, actually 16 students, and we're pretty excited. We've got a lot of career choices going on, that kind of thing. And I want to welcome all you family members, welcome the people from come from the units, also a lot of people from Soldiers for Life program. And thank you all for coming to the graduation. We're hoping that this one's going to be a little bit more special. And could I please have everyone stand for the Star Spangled Banner?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. Then the rocket's red flag of mercy in air, he through the night. That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, everyone. And at this time, I'd like to turn things over to Mr. Jonathan Watkins to start.
Again, and as has been stated, again, welcome to everyone and to our graduates. We're so proud of your accomplishment. And HBI has been doing this for about 50 years, over 50 years in fact, not only with the military installations, but also community programs across the country. And so you now become part of a great family. So again, this is why we do what we do. In the next few years, again, a big deficit is certainly there when it comes to jobs and construction. And the issue has always been, continues to be, that there's growth in the industry and not enough talent to fulfill all these jobs that are out there. So just to show you, even the governor of Maryland has allocated billions of dollars to school construction over the next 5 years. In the Bay Area, out there in California, another $8 billion going to be allocated for a new stadium by next year, by 2020. Atlanta, if you're considering staying in the state of Georgia, again, another $5 billion project that we're ready to break ground on, and that project they expect to take another 10 years to actually complete. The $600 million project upstate New York, Verizon and their new project in Irving, Texas, we see another $1 billion project taking place. So you are being prepared even for what I like to say, the crime pays. This new Rikers Island prison is going up for $4 million that's being allocated to that particular tribe. So you've been trained now, now pre-apprenticed to be trained. The program made available to not only transitioning soldiers, but also spouses. 12 weeks, get you ready for the industry, electrical, carpentry, and also the OSHA 10 certifications that you have acquired. And I think that you are certainly down with it. And so let us take a look at what you have learned in the industry that you are preparing to enter into. And the world is waiting on you. So before our greetings from Jerry Konter from the National Association of Home Builders, this is the thing.
America was built by hand, by hardworking men and women with a passion for building, creating, and innovating. By 2017, more than 2 million new craft professionals will be needed in the residential construction industry, and the demand for well-trained and skilled tradesmen will continue to grow. This is your chance to earn a great living while building America. Find your future in construction trades. Carpenters turn design into a reality. They work from architectural plans to construct the living frame of a building. Electricians install, maintain, and repair the electrical infrastructure of a home. Circuit breakers, lighting fixtures, and video, voice, and data. Plumbers install and repair the water system in the home that runs from everything from the kitchen, bathroom, to the laundry room, to solar hot water. HVAC technicians work for a more sustainable career. They install and maintain heating, cooling, and ventilation systems throughout the home. Masons are one of the oldest and most respected trades in the building industry. They are craftsmen who work primarily with brick, stone, and tile to create functional art. Painters put the final touches on the home. They paint all interior and exterior surfaces to protect them from damage by water, mold, and corrosion. Participating in the NAHB Student Chapter program will give your students an in-depth, hands-on look at all the building trades and help them develop the leadership skills they need to enter the residential construction field. Visit NAHB.org to find out more.
Now I introduce to you Jerry Konter from the National Association of Home Builders, Third Vice Chairman of the Board, to bring greetings today. Let's take him to welcome here Fort Stewart.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As was just said, I am Jerry Konter. I'm from right up the road, Savannah, Georgia, and I'm the 2019 Third Vice Chairman of the National Association of Home Builders. It's an honor to be here today and recognize the hard work and dedication that you men and women have shown to our country. Thank you. Today is a big step. Today, you take up the mantle of an industry that desperately needs you. We need your leadership, your discipline, and your skills to continue the legacy of excellence in home building. I've worked hard in my career to create opportunities for home ownership through building quality homes for my customers. I'd like to give you a little bit of background on myself. I started at the local level, as a young man of 23 years old, I returned to my hometown of Savannah, Georgia, and I started a home building and development company. 43 years later, our company has developed over 20 communities and built over 2,000 homes and 600 multifamily units, as well as an occasional light commercial construction project. You would think that after all that time and all that hard work, I may be ready to step away from the building business. But instead, I still get up excited about being a part of this industry. Home building is a noble profession. We create more than just a home, a house. We create a home. We literally change people's lives. I also had an opportunity to be active in my local and state and ultimately the National Association of Home Builders. It is an honor to give back to my industry at the highest level. As you can see, I care deeply about this industry, and I know that we are leaving it in good hands with you. But you're not alone as you step forward into this new opportunity. With NAHB and HBI, you have a network of home builders, educators, ready to teach and support you as you build your career. Through continuing education with HBI and networking with your local, state, and national home builders associations, you have all the resources you will need to succeed. I want to encourage you to reach out to HBI and to become a member of your local HBA. Through your local membership, you will become a member at the national level. I started at the local level and I worked my way up. You can too. I want to thank the Home Builders Institute for everything they have done to further the skilled trades education. I'd also like to thank Home Depot for their resources and commitment to building up the future of the residential construction. Graduates, I'm confident that today is the start of a successful career. You've made an investment in your family, your community, your country, but most importantly, on yourselves. By deciding to become a home builder, again, I want to thank you for your service and congratulations on your new career.
On behalf of the Home Depot Foundation, again, congratulations, and to those who are soon to graduate, big thank you to Home Depot for making your training possible. We're glad that this year and the years to come, we're not charging any soldiers to come to our program to receive these certifications. But again, let's see what family you can join as well, the Home Depot Foundation.
Our country has been made by the hands of skilled men and women in pursuit of an honest day's work. In recent years, demands have grown, but the workforce has diminished.
The most challenging part of my job is finding a talent pool who have a carpentry background in order to do the job that we do here.
Challenge accepted. The Home Depot Foundation and the Home Builders Institute have joined forces with our veterans to do what they have always done: get to work.
The goal of these transitioning service programs that we have through a partnership with the Home Depot Foundation is to train the transitioning servicemen before they get out of the military so that they can fill the gap of the labor shortage in the construction industry.
I know a lot of people, they're scared of getting out of the army because they don't know if they're gonna be ready for that. This program is very important.
The most satisfying thing to me is actually seeing that veteran get all the components and given to him through us. Basically, we enroll them, we certify them, and we place them into a job.
It's already a stressful time in your life. You're worried about finding a job. You're worried about transitioning to the next part of your life, getting this education and knowledge, skills, and abilities cost-free is wonderful.
They have a transition program in the military, and it's great, but it doesn't give you everything that you're looking for as far as an individual. What we're giving them now is 12 weeks of training, 12 weeks of a new life. And by the time they're done and they get ready to graduate, they have a new career.
I wanted to make this happen because I wanted to make sure that my family was going to be able to eat in the future. Home Builders Institute and Home Depot was going to give me that.
Home Depot is doing a great service, not only to the veteran, but also to the country. And we definitely would like more if you got hands.
Committing $50 million to train 20,000 skilled tradespeople. Veterans, we are proud to invest in you.
Our keynote speaker, formerly president of the State of Georgia Home Builders Association, Lamar Smith, is the founder and president of the Lamar Smith Group. Applying vision, integrity, and respect for the natural beauty of coastal Georgia, he created Lamar Smith Homes to enrich communities with homes that reflect quality and affordability for the average family under the new economy. Lamar grew up in Reedsville, Georgia, and graduated from the University of Georgia. His family includes his wife, Eddie, and 2 sons, Taylor and Stephen. His spiritual and family life is an integral part of his professional life. So without further ado, let's make Mr. Lamar Smith feel welcome here at Fort Stewart.
Now, good morning. Now, before I get started, I just want to thank you for your sacrifice, for what you do to service our great nation. Even though we've never met before, I've regularly prayed for you and your families and your fellow service members that serve to keep me and my family safe and free. And for that, I am forever grateful. The Home Builder Institute was started by the National Association of Home Builders, or NAHB, to help train and equip people interested in residential construction. I've been a member of NAHB for over 25 years and currently serve as a national director. And I want to thank NAHB and HBI for recognizing the opportunity to train and equip our wonderful military men and women as you prepare the next phase of your life. How exciting it was to me this morning when I saw on your program here that Jerry Konter was going to be here. I had no idea that he was going to be here. That's a big deal. Jerry Konter is right up the road from Savannah, but he serves in a national position, and the next 3 years, his life is going to be a whirlwind as he travels around the country promoting issues key to home ownership through his role at NAHB. He is only the second person in the state of Georgia to serve in this role. I have had the honor of knowing Jerry for almost 25 years, and we are also business partners on a number of deals in and around coastal Georgia. So anytime I talk to somebody about Jerry Konter, there's one word that comes to mind, and that's integrity. So I am as excited as I hope you are to have Jerry here with us this morning. This is an exciting day, and congratulations to you for completing this demanding study of the many skills necessary to take a pile of wood, sand, stone, and plastic and transform it into someone's dream home. I learned an interesting statistic a little while back about what it takes to put a house together. Did you know that it takes 400 people and 140,000 different parts and pieces to build one house? Not just the masons and carpenters on the job, but the drivers that deliver the material, to the warehouse workers loading the truck, to the billing clerk in the front office of the supplier. That's a lot of people and a lot of families that depend on the housing industry to put groceries on their table. And 140,000 various components that someone must assemble and construct in the correct order and using the necessary skills to make the whole house function properly. Can I tell you a quick story? You heard I live in a small town about an hour west of here. And if you ever drove through it, if you blink, you'd drive right by, you would know you went through there. Only thing we have is the state prison, and we have Vidalia onions. And I like Vidalia onions, but I don't want to go to the state prison. Our little town has a cafe, like a lot of little towns do. We have something called the liar's table. And old men like me with gray hair sit around and we solve the world's problems. There was a gentleman that would frequently bring his grandson in to have breakfast with us. And the kid was probably 7 or 8 years old. After some time, we would banter back and forth and talking to him. And I left one day, paid him a bill for my eggs and bacon, and he said, "Granddad," he said, "what does Mr. Lamar do?" He said, "Well, son, he sells people houses." The little boy thought for just a minute. He said, "Granddaddy, that's a bad business to be in." He said, "What's that, grandson?" He said, "Well, everybody I know's got a house." That's knowledge and wisdom from a young person. But But people do need homes. And when and we're able to meet those needs, magic happens. I got a video I want to share with you. Okay.
We took our time, did our homework, and I went online and I was looking at houses. I got a call the next day on the phone. She said she was gonna call the sales manager, Sherry Kay, and she met us at the mobile home, and she told us that she had 2 houses to show us, and she brought us this. This is the first one she brought us. And my husband and Sherry had walked in, I was walking behind them. I was paralyzed at the front door, at the elegance of it all.
The relationship, you buy a house, they're still there. They're excellent. My 22 years of military traveling, having houses, living, I've never had this type of quality service from people that you buy from. It is just been wonderful.
I had written it down years ago, what I wanted and how I wanted my home to look. And I prayed over it. And when I walked in the door, I saw everything that I had asked God for. So without a doubt, we knew that we were home.
Wow. Every home built in America this year is fulfilling someone's dream. And now you're going to be able to make magic happen. So what advice could I possibly give you that might make a difference to you, not just today, but 30 years from now, when your hair looks like mine more than it does like yours today? I have 6 simple rules after many years of working for others and having others work for me. If you'll follow these simple rules, are reasonable intelligence, and aren't afraid to work, I can almost guarantee you that in 30 years from now, you'll be wealthy and you'll be able to retire. We're going to break it down into 2 parts. One is your work life. The other is your personal life. One is a list of do's, and one is a list of don'ts. For your work life, do show up early. We have a saying in my house: you're 9 minutes early, you're 1 minute late. And don't think a guy like me doesn't pay attention to that. I know the guys that come in after the bell rung and leave early. So do show up early, be there, and be ready to work. Do anticipate what is needed next. Be thinking as you're learning. It takes a year on a job sometimes to really get your feet on the ground. I have a farm up in Reedsville. A lot of times I employ young people just to help me around things. And I can tell pretty quickly by getting them in the truck with me kind of what kind of worker they're going to be. A couple of things come to mind. They spend their time on their cell phones, looking at their cell phones constantly. That's one indication. They're more interested in what's going on somewhere else than what they are that I got in mind. But we have gates at the farm. And those gates have to be open. And if I pull up to a gate and I see that young person reach for his door or her door, and they're thinking about they got to open that gate, and they're saving me the trouble of having to get out of my truck and go in there. That's a person that I'm looking for. Yeah, that's just a little simple telltale sign. That tells me a lot about that person now. I mean, what they're thinking about and what they're thinking about what's coming up next. The next do is do make yourself indispensable. Make yourself so that that employer can't figure out what they're going to do without you. We've got a young man in our office, and he's a CAD operator. He draws plans for us. But he's the first guy, when he sees a light bulb out, simple thing, he'll change the light bulb. He'll change the air filter. He's always the guy that's just like, man, what would we do without John? Because he's always out thinking. And so it may be sometime, that's the kind of guy that we're looking for to move to the next level. Now again, I want to preach to you a little bit. I want to talk about your personal life. I got 3 don'ts. You might not like it, but then I'm going to tell you what's going to make a difference in your life 30 years from now. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do drugs. Those are 1 2 don'ts. I'm going to tell you just a little statistic, okay? I asked my wife to look this up for me a while ago, and she put the numbers together. She's a lot better at finance than I am. So, she's like, I asked her, I said, how much is a 6-pack of beer? Right now it's about $5.78. What's a pack of cigarettes? $6.28. So if you did that daily, that's $361 a month. However, if you invested that money in the stock market, you got a nominal return of 8%. At the end of 10 years, you'd have $63,535. That's 10 years. Not to tell you what you're going to do to your health. If you're smoking cigarettes, you're wasting time on my job. Don't divorce. That's expensive. When you split the blanket, it costs money. I grew up with a boy. He was a rumble tumble, running rowdy guy. He went before the judge. He said, "Judge, I just don't love her anymore." He looked at him and said, "Son, you better learn to love her." The last thing is the last thing. Don't go into debt. Wait for delayed gratification. Don't go for everything shiny and bright. Save your money. It'll come. You're investing in yourself. You got a bright future ahead of you. 10 years go by fast. 30 years go by quick. You do these things. You invest in yourself. You invest in your family. You got to. I mean, I'm so envious. I wish I had what you had today when I was your age. As you re-enter civilian life, you got one last piece of advice. Get involved in your community. Join a civic club. Get involved in your church. Volunteer. Contribute. It will pay dividends that you cannot imagine. You make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you get. As you leave this place, you'll go to various parts of our wonderful and beautiful country. You will make a difference. Make it a positive one. Thank you very much.
Now this time you will hear from your fellow classmates. You begin first with Mr. Williams.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to the HBI leadership, classmates, family, and friends. My name is Son First Class Kareem. 42 years old. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I started out about 19 years ago as a newborn. Reminds me of this song by this artist named Drake. Started from the bottom, now we're here. I originally joined the Army because I wanted to travel. I wanted to see different places, and I did that. So after finishing up with the most prestigious job in the United States Army as a drill sergeant at Fort Jackson, my family and I decided to finish up my career at Fort Stewart. My attraction to the HBI program begins with what I had instilled in me from an early age. My mother, to me, was the first Black woman on HGTV before it was created. In the late 80s and early 90s, there were no women doing carpentry work. And my mom taught herself and she started doing it. Growing up, I remember multiple projects going on in our home at any given time, which I hated because my house was always a construction zone. We had bathroom tile everywhere, sheetrock dust all over the place, tools in the corner. Sometimes I had to help carry the heavy boxes of tile in from the car. I had to help cut tile. I had to help sand some other times. But when it was all said and done, People were in awe because my mom's vision was now on display for everyone to see. The reaction that my mother's friends had was priceless. So in 2008, when my wife and I purchased our first home, I knew I wanted to buy a fixer-upper. We did, and immediately began renovations. We sanded floors, we painted, we renovated the bathroom, and we added a bathroom. We're now into our second home, which we've had built, and we renovated that too. So when I found out that the HBI was part of the CSP program, I knew I would be signing up. My wife and I pride ourselves on teaching our kids that ownership is everything. As a result, my wife and my 15-year-old daughter have started their own businesses. My daughter is studying to be a veterinarian and has her own dog grooming service. My wife, while studying to become a speech pathologist, has her own nail studio. I say this to say that they are my inspiration for becoming a small business owner myself. I want to be able to control my availability to attend my kids' games and daddy-daughter dances, being present in my children's life and not having to say, Daddy can't because of work is invaluable. HBI gave me the tools to pursue this and make it a reality. HBI is not only a nonprofit organization serving transitional soldiers. It not only provides certifications in the construction industry. For me, it's where I met Quentin Williams, Ed Barnett, Shane Malone, Gabriel Watson, and 12 other transitioning service members like myself. HBI provided that atmosphere for these interactions to build into friendships. Having the ability to reach out to these individuals long after HBI to ask a question, get some advice, or to just say what you've been up to is worth its weight in gold. These relationships were cultivated by the instruction of Mr. Ed Davis, Mr. Bob Parks, and Mr. Jonathan Watkins. Without these individuals, the program and the professionals like Jason Gillespie who came and spoke to us about how it's going to be on the outside, I wouldn't be as enthusiastic as I am to get started. HBI has provided us the skill set and the interviewing know-how to not only find and obtain employment, but to be successful in any environment, whether it's working with a company, in a union, or starting your own business. So in closing, these last 12 weeks have prepared me for what it is I want to pursue. Becoming an entrepreneur can be nerve-wracking, but being prepared calms me. My ultimate goal is to be the next HGTV star with a background from HBI.
All right.
To any of the service members going through or about to go through SubTap, there are a lot of programs in the CSP. If HBI isn't for you, don't feel discouraged. There is a program out there for you. And for those of you going back to your units to clear before ETSing, please talk about the HBI program. There isn't enough promoting of the CSPs happening, and we need to get the word out. To my cohort 0919, I say congratulations, job well done, and thank you to the entire HBI leadership.
I want to ask Gabriel, who just kind of stand with me, Gabriel Watson. First time you came and sat in my office, you came all the way from Hunter Airfield to our program. And Gabriel, what would you simply say to the fellow peers that are looking to lead the military service?
Just take everything that you learned in the military, from the leadership to the hard work, the attention to detail, and just don't ever lose that. You can't really learn that anywhere else. So that's really about it. That's all I got.
So now, Instructor Lamar, also carpentry instructor, Mr. Jerry Konter, for not only accommodations, but the presentation of the certifications that can be earned. It was a 12-week journey. Not necessarily blood, sweat, and tears, but I would often say that, we don't quit, we drink our tears when we get thirsty. So, without further ado, I want to begin now with our presentation of our certifications, beginning with Mr. Edward Barnett. Edward Barnett is expected to join Tradesmen International and also has interviews with Glenview Health and Rehab in Glenville, Georgia. So congratulations to you, Mr. Garnett. Mr. Christopher Boyd. Honestly, Chris came to our program, and it is often the case that some who come to this CSP think it's going to be a woodshop class, and then they're out of the military. But oh, was he up for a big surprise. But Chris plans to join the electrical union, plans to return back to Collegeville, Mississippi. All the best. Shane Conley. Shane is planning to go with Keyway Construction. And so as he returns to the Denver area, all the best to you. I even hate to say his name, Robert Dozier. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Robert Dozier has an offer from Keeper Property Solutions. So congratulations. Mr. Jose Escobar. Jose has plans to go with Helms to Hard Hats as he gets back to the West Coast and he's set up. So all the best to you. Mr. Jacob Heaton. Jacob is going with a commercial construction group called the North Corporation and he gets back to Vancouver, Washington. All the best. Mr. Luke Coates. Luke is going to keep it in the family as he returns to with his dad's construction company, Construction. Congratulations. Mr. Eduardo Medina Ramos. Helms to Hard Hats in Chicago. Cannot wait for him to get off the plane. So excited to have him represent HBI as he gets back to Chicago, Illinois area. Mr. Kareem Mills. He's going to stay here in the Savannah area, and he plans to go with JGCM Enterprises as a helper installer. Mr. Julio Nichols. I thought I was going to get 2 for 1 when he and his wife came to interview. But Julio did very well in courses. He had an interview with Boss Electric on Tuesday morning. It's a damn good. Mr. Ramon Ayala. Ramon's from Orlando, Florida, and he has accepted a position with AMI installer. So congratulations. Mr. Gabriel Watson. Gabriel is going to start with Service Master in Kingston, Tennessee. All the best to you. Congratulations. Mr. Quentin Williams. Miss Shanae Williams. Shanae is going back to Tampa, Florida. She also has an offer with AMI, but she's also interested in skiway construction. And we look for you as well. Now, Mr. Quick Williams, I know you first thought you wanted to be a house flipper, but I think we have changed your mind. Helped you get a little focused here. All right. Now, Quick also is going to go with the Savannah property. You know, when you come from another nation and you come to this great nation of ours and this land of opportunity, you find that all things are possible. And so, Miss Jean Zhao. Her plan is to study civil engineering in the Yonsei College. She came to HBI to get the hands-on experience. And we also will connect her with HBI in California. There's so many job opportunities there. So at this time, we want to put you in the capable hands of our instructors. Without our instructors, we would not be HBI. This goes across the country, the many installations that we do have. And I acknowledge first our instructor, Bob Hart. I call him a human Swiss Army knife. There's not anything that he cannot do. So let's just say thank you to Bob Clack, if you don't mind. I also want to acknowledge Jerry Matheson from New York State, but he's here with us as a new competent instructor. Already hitting the ground running, so we want to acknowledge you and thank you for joining the HBI team. Has a few commendations he wishes to make to the class.
So each class, we try to pick someone that stands out above and beyond the rest of the students. And in this class, it was extremely difficult because we had combined two classes together, and that meant I needed a lot of help. And so I had a lot of helpers in this class, and it's unbelievable the help that I had. Right from the very first day, everybody was trying to make it go smooth. When people weren't getting information, they helped carry them around and made sure everybody got the same information. I just had so many helpers, so it got really hard to pin them down. We always throw attendance in there, that helps sort it out a little bit, you know. But there was one person that really stood out to me that made a difference. And that's Mr. Edward Barnett. And among the many things that Ed did to help out, he was willing to go up a 20-foot ladder and get our heaters working so we weren't freezing to death. So he did a great job. He just serviced by instruction. He'd take pictures, bring it down, we talk about it, he'd go back up, and he'd repair them. And he did a great job. Among many other things that Ed did, he did a lot of things. And he actually constructed a structure for his son that's here with us today too. So a lot of people had fun working on that. So I'd just like to congratulate Ed.
HBI, Home Depot, the instructors, Bob, thank you for wealth of knowledge, like Mr. Watkins said. He knows everything about everything construction-wise, electrical, HVAC. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So again, this is where our journey began. Just want you to kind of remember how we came together as a team and moved out as a team on various projects. From looking ahead, we built that house for his family, those who chipped in, to Bob oversight, as you make sure that as you try to legislate, you didn't kill yourself. And then this is just a photo of how you guys work together for this particular project. If you're able to build a home physically, you're also able to build a home spiritually. Don't ever forget that as you transition from military service. So from our partnership, for those who did this for the first time, very much proud of you. Those who, I had to take this shot. I'm sorry. You guys work together and actually take a break. So I didn't mind when you did that, actually. I really didn't mind. But we just want you to remember that certainly after graduation, we will meet you back at the workshop, and that's where we take you out to the back. Make sure we put those 3 letters on the back of your neck, HBI. That's to let you know that you're part of the family for the rest of your life. But let's give this graduating class again a little round of applause. There's so many that make this program possible. The representatives from Soldiers for Life that are here, from Myers, to Warren, again to Mr. Williams. I also want to say a big thank you to our employers that have come through to meet you, to greet you, make job offers to you. And myself, Bob, even Derek, we're only a phone call away. If you ever need us, we certainly will be willing to make those phone calls for you. Our Command Sergeant Major is here today. Rebecca Myers has had a number of challenges herself. And she even comes to the point where next is right here on the horizon. I wanted her to give a few words to you, but again, a big thank you to the USO represented here, Mr. Matt Black, for the time and the energy and effort working with us soldiers to make sure that there is a garage for every portion. But, Ms. Rebecca, can you please come and take us home?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And hopefully, I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak. And I think after listening to our esteemed speakers, I'm going to bridge the gap between Mr. Smith and Scott First Class Mills. So first and foremost, congratulations to you all. And this is a wonderful accomplishment. And I realized as I was kind of thinking about what I was going to say today that we do have something in common. And just like you, I am transitioning, getting ready to make that transition into civilian life. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of scared. It's a scary place out there. But, you know, I think Sergeant Mills, you said that transition can be a scary and very stressful time. And but one thing's for sure that everybody that wears this uniform, we're all going to get there at one point. Whether we like it or not, we all have an expiration date. And but the good news is that the Army has invested a lot into programs like our Career Skills Program to help you get through that stressful time and make your transition a successful one. So by completing this program, you're already one step ahead of the game. But I want to take a minute to talk about something else that's prepared you for your transition to the civilian workforce, and that's your Army career. So let's take a moment to explore this term, soldier for life, and what it really means. And it's so much more than a program. Whoa, drill sergeant voices start coming out. It's so much more than a program that helps soldiers transition out of the Army. The Soldier for Life is really a mindset. So you might not know it, but there are 4 phases to Soldier for Life. And so those 4 phases are start strong, serve strong, reintegrate strong, and remain strong. And you are now moving from that serve strong phase into the reintegrate strong phase. And let's take a look at the start strong phase. And that phase begins when you enter the Army and build that strong foundation. And I guarantee, Sergeant Mills, you can back me up on this, but I guarantee that there are a lot of lessons that you learned from your drill sergeant that will make you a successful civilian. So before I came to this job as your Garrison Sergeant Major, I served as a training battalion Sergeant Major at Fort Stewart, Missouri. And during my initial in brief to all of the trainees, I used to tell them right up front that there are 4 keys to your success, and we've already heard some of them today. But if you can do these 4 simple things, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it. And some of you have probably heard these before, so just bear with me. But that is, be at the right place, the right time, in the right uniform, with the right attitude. And I'd be willing to bet that if you apply the same principle to your next job, you're gonna be successful there. Show up on time, 10 minutes early, dress for success, and ready to get the job done. Boom! You got it, right? Something else your drill sergeant taught you that you should definitely take to your next career are values. The Army core values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage are so much more than words that you have to memorize for a board. They serve as a moral compass to us all. These values make up our character, not just as a soldier, but as a soldier for life. And demonstrating these values will serve you well in your next career, no matter what it may be. Most businesses have their own set of values. They may not sound exactly like ours, but most will be awfully close. And by having inculcated these values, you are already ahead of the game. See, you guys got this. Good. And somewhere along the way, an Army leader taught you about traits that will contribute to your success in the private sector. Things like motivation, commitment, self-discipline. Words like, I am a member of a team. I will never quit. I am an expert and I am a professional. Does this sound familiar? Yeah, the same creed that you live by as a soldier, you can continue to live by as a soldier for life. And finally, I want to talk about what it means to remain strong. And I think a big part of this phase is that no matter where you end up, continue to tell your Army story. You know, you all have done something that less than 1% of our population has not done. You served, and that matters. And hopefully, your Army story is a good one. Like many of you, as I reflect back on my career in the Army, there were good times, and there were some not so good times. But even as I think about those times that I had to embrace the suck, I realized that those were actually some of the best of times. Because in the bad times, there were always good people that made the suck that much better. Those times and those people, they usually come with great stories. And when you leave here, tell those stories. Let people know what it means to be a soldier for life. And we're headed into the holiday season, and for many people, this is a time of reflection and gratitude. And I ask for you to reflect on your transition journey and to give thanks to those that helped you along the way. Now that may be a leader who really motivated you, your chain of command for allowing you to participate in the CSP, your SFL TAP counselor for guiding you along. And I would personally like to thank the Home Builders Institute for providing this program that helps hundreds of soldiers just like you reintegrate strong as a soldier for life. So let's give HBI. And I would like to wrap this up with a quote from one of my favorite authors, Kurt Vonnegut. And he said, quote, "We have to be constantly jumping off the cliff and developing our wings on the way down. And you all are jumping into the unknown, but you're already growing your wings and will soon be soaring above the clouds. I wish you all the best of luck on your journey and a safe and happy holiday season. Support, defend, rock Lamar, this will defend."
Thank you so much. Sergeant Major, certainly appreciate those kind words. Again, thank you to Lamar Smith and also to Jerry. Thanks so much for making this a priority to come and encourage those who have been trained now to enter the workforce. And to the marketing and to our corporate representative from HBI Corporate Washington, D.C., Stephanie Zerman, who's here. We want to acknowledge her as well. Making sure that HBI is well known across the country. And so now that you have been trained by HPI, and the tattoo that you will receive on the back of your neck, make sure that you're part of the family for life. I want to ask our instructors to come and join me as we ask you to stand and take this construction crew. Bob, yes, you join me in the front, please. These are words to live by. I want you to repeat after us. Here we go. I will remember to lead by example for the safety of my fellow workers and family. You.
Bring it up, guys.
I will remember to lead by example for the safety of my fellow workers and family.
I will remember that my fellow workers have friends and families counting on me to return home each day.
I will remember that my fellow workers have friends and families counting on me to return home each day.
Built by me, be it my home, my words, my duty, I will not overlook defects. The expectation is perfection.
Built by me, be it my home, my words, my duty, I will not overlook defects. The expectation is perfection.
After the work is done, may I enjoy life and always act so as to deserve the joy of others, building the places in my community where I live.
After the work is done, may I enjoy life and always act so as to deserve the joy of others, building the places in my community where I live.
At this time, I'm going to ask all the graduates to turn to your right. Please pat your fellow soldier on the back. Congratulations. You may be seated. So again, we've been through this journey without you, and we want to again acknowledge the families that are here. I'm just waving hands where you are. We thank you for the support. We thank you for listening to the phone calls. We thank you for being the encouragers to get them out every single morning to be with us from 8:30 to 16:30. So now, Kareem and others, when you do get on HGTV, please tell them that Jonathan Watkins made it possible. No, just kidding. Accomplish some great things, and we know that you can. So all the credit again to our instructors, again to Mr. Williams, Coleman, others who've been so supportive, making sure that the soldiers who expressed interest, Myers, and also Mr. Warren, from the first time that they say, tell me more about HBI, and you send them our way, we couldn't have a successful program here without you. Don't forget the support that you always have from the USO and others who will make sure that you will have a successful transition and a successful life. To, again, the Command Sergeant Major, Myers, again to Jerry, again to Lamar, thank you for your continued support. And now from here, let's go take on the world. Congratulations. Graduates and speakers, just want to take a photo. Thank you for taking the time.
That's awesome.
All right, let's tighten it up. We want to get our speakers in there as well. Family members, if you'd like to take pictures, this will be a great time. Y'all tighten it up, make you hold the back or front.
Thank you.
Everybody good? Everybody this way. She's taking you back to DC.
Refreshments at the training center right after, so we'll see you there.
So, you need to direct us how we get to the training.
Okay, you can serve the powers over.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna do. I got
So maybe that was excellent. We made it voice-wise, but then we hear that